Hey, keep that noise down.
Stop it. You'll get us all into trouble.
You let them fight. It might be fun.
Do something.
Or maybe if we told them a story, they wouldn't fight.
I know this great story about a great battle. There was so much blood.
I think Raha should tell us the story this time.
Once upon a time, there was a bus that could take people to wherever they wanted to go.
One day while traveling, the pupils asked driver Chuma to stop the bus for they had finished drinking all their water and needed to borrow some. "We are thirsty," they cried. So Chuma landed the bus at the nearest house that he saw. The house looked scary, and some of the pupils were reluctant to leave the bus, but they were very thirsty. The pupils went cautiously into the house and opened the creaking door. What did they see? A lonely girl seated in a corner, all alone. "Hello, can we borrow some drinking water?" asked Bumba. The girl looked up at them with sad eyes and pointed down the path. "She does not speak," answered Speck. "All right then," said Zawadi, using her hand to indicate a drinking motion. "Take us to the place where we can drink water."
The little girl led them to a pond which had clean, sparkling water.
A story about water? This is so boring.
Specs, don't be so rude.
Don't listen to him, Raha. Please continue. So the girl led them to this pond, but there was very little water, enough for only one person. Yet, all around the river were thirsty-looking people, seated hopelessly looking at the water.
Every time one person tried to go to the pond, another one would run towards the same pond and they would both fight each other away from it. "Have you noticed that they do not have the same voices at all?" asked Raha. "Well, good for them. As for me, I am thirsty. I am going home to get some water," yelled Zawadi, whizzing towards the pond. In a flash, the whole group jumped and surrounded the pond, and Zawadi hit her head against them. Specs got hold of the little girl and used his magical powers to read her mind.
You see, the story always gets more interesting when I'm involved.
So Specs interpreted her thoughts. The villagers had been cursed to not have a voice until the day they stopped fighting and learned how to share the little water that there was.
But how were they going to teach the villagers and lift the curse? Bumba suggested that it wasn't their problem and started to make his way back to the bus. Before they could discuss the matter further, a villager tried to get some water, only to be repelled by the other group. Then the two groups started to fight. The magical four had made the situation worse. They had to do something. The magical four decided to work together to teach them a lesson. Raha let out a loud yell that distracted the fighting people, and Bumba made himself invisible. He slithered past them and into the mouth of the pond. He scooped the little water that was remaining. The people begged him to give them the water, but Specs went to the front and faced them. "People, there is so much here for everyone. All you need to do is to stop fighting. Sit down and agree who will go first and who will go second. Here, shake hands you two. Let one of you go." As soon as they shook hands, the water in the pond increased. The first two scooped the water. The next two shook hands and agreed who will go first. As soon as they shook hands, the water increased. One took his drinking water and the other his showering water. An old lady needed to get some water to quench her thirst, and as they parted ways for her, the water increased. "Oh," cried the little girl to Specs, "you have made our people talk. Now I am happy here." She reached forward and kissed Specs, who blushed until his spectacles turned pink.
This is how it should be. When people fight, problems increase. But when people talk and solve their problems, life becomes better and also it becomes happier.
So, are you two going to carry on fighting?
Sharing is the best.
It was a good story. any story with me as the hero is obviously going to be good.
But it was about teamwork.